Welcome to Theatre Appreciation. In this course, you're going to have all kinds of things that we're going to cover. And just so I can say it up front, no, this is not an acting class. You probably will not be doing any acting at all. That's up to your teacher, but probably not, okay?
We're here to learn about theater, not create it.
So in this course, I'm going to go over the course description as it's given to us. This course provides a study of the art, craft, and business of the theater. Emphasis is placed on the audience's appreciation of the work of the playwright, director, actor, designer, producer, and critic. Upon completion, students should be able to demonstrate a vocabulary of theater terms and to recognize the contributions of various theater artists. So this course has been approved to be satisfied our comprehensive articulation agreement. It's what we call UGETSI. It will transfer straight in as Theater Appreciation or Introduction to Theater to the University of North Carolina systems. Okay, so it should transfer to most public colleges, private universities. That's going to be up to them.
So that was a lot of words. Let's break it down just a little bit more to look at what you're going to learn and explore during the course of this class by talking about the course objectives. These are also listed in your syllabus. At the completion of this course, the student will have experience and be able to distinguish characteristics of theater that differentiate it from other art forms, classify the functions of various theater personnel, identify major components of a theater event and elements of drama, analyze plays in both print and performance, and evaluate theater as an art form and a reflection of society.
Okay, again, a lot of words. It just basically what it means is you're going to learn to appreciate theater. You will be required to go attend theatrical productions, hopefully live. That all depends on how things are going in society at the time, and the availability of theatrical productions in your area. But ideally you would go see it, or you will be watching videos based on live productions throughout the course.
You'll also read plays. That's another important component to understanding theater and how it's made, is exploring the literature of the theater, which is the plays.
Speaking of that, you will not have to purchase a book for this course. We've designed it so that we are teaching everything you need to know without a textbook, so that will not cost you anything. That's hopefully a good thing for you guys. It's definitely good for us. And as far as the plays that you will read, we will provide those. Most of them will be what we call public domain. You'll hear more about that later, but they don't cost anything.
So let's talk about grades for a minute. FTCC has a 10-point grading scale, and of course that will apply in this class. So what a 10-point grading scale means is that 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, so forth, so on. That's also, again, spelled out in your syllabus. How that equates to your GPA is an A is 4 points towards 4 quality points. B is 3, C is 2 points, D is 1, and F is 0. And so the way that your GPA, your total GPA, is calculated is your grades with those quality points attached are averaged out at the end of the semester. FTCC does not do A pluses and minuses. An A is an A. A 90 is the same as 100 when it comes to calculating your GPA.
Okay, let's talk about some departmental procedures. The college has a standard makeup policy that you can read in your syllabus. It's basically 10 points counted off for each workday that has not been turned in. We typically do a little bit different with our area. We count 20% off as a standard, no matter how late it is. The idea is we would rather you do the work, even if it's late, than say, well, I'm not going to get enough points out of it, so I'm not going to do it. Do the work. The only way to really fail this class, 2 ways: not do the work, not show up. Basically it. So Okay? Your course instructors. Primarily at this time, I am Dennis Johnson. I am the Fine Arts Department Chair. I also teach not all the theater courses anymore. I used to, but I teach many theater courses, and Ms. Herring will introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Katie Herring. I'm also a theater instructor, so if you have a theater class and it's not with him, it's probably going to be with me. A couple of exceptions, but for the most part, certainly your in-person classes. I teach acting. It varies. I do teach acting every semester, theater criticism, theater appreciation.
That being said, if you want to be a theater major, come talk to us.
Absolutely.
You may not have decided it now. By the end of the semester, you will.
And if that's something that you want to do, definitely come talk to us, and we'll put you on the right path to make that happen.
So, if there is a problem with the course, for instance, if you have some kind of issue that you're dealing with, that you need extra time, you need whatever it may be, your primary goal is your primary thing you should do is talk to your instructor, whether that's me, whether it's Ms. Herring, whoever your instructor is, and this is for any course on campus. You should go to your instructor. You don't necessarily have to give them details of what's going on if it's something private, but if there's something that's causing you not to be able to do your work or not to come to class, they need to be aware of that there's something going on, okay? So that they can help you make arrangements for assignments or whatever it may be. So that's the first thing. If you have a problem with something that's been said or done in a class, or something with an instructor or with another student in this particular class, you need to go to your instructor first. So start with your primary instructor. Again, whether that's me or Ms. Herring, it doesn't matter, or anybody else, and this goes again for anybody on any class on campus. Once you've talked to them, if you're not satisfied with the results, then you would go from there to the program coordinator or department chair. In this case, for theater, I'm the department chair, so you would come see me. My office is in Horace Sisk, room 602E. My phone number is 910-678-0092. I had to think about it because I don't call myself. And my email is johnsden@phaetachcc.edu. That will be scrolled across the screen so you can see that. But the first thing you do if you come talk to me, the first thing I'm going to say is, have you spoken with your instructor? If you have not, then I'm going to send you to speak with him first, and then we can come back and talk, okay? If by any chance that doesn't work out, for whatever reason it's so serious that it has to go beyond us, the next step at this point is to go through the Dean of Arts and Humanities, Dr. Kenwana McCrae, and her phone number is 678-0058. And her email is mccrayk@phaetachcc.edu. Again, that'll scroll across the bottom.
FTCC is committed to providing a quality education for all students, regardless of any limitations that might exist for that student. And that, of course, includes any kind of disability, be it a physical disability or a learning disability. If you think this might apply to you, then it's in your best interest to reach out to our Disability Support Services office. That's located in the Tony Rand Student Center, and what they can do is help set up the support system that you need to meet your unique learning needs, to make sure that you have every opportunity to be successful. So if you need disability support services, go to the Tony Rand Student Center, or you can call 910-678-8349 for the Disability Support Services office. We want to give you every support that we can, but there is a proper way to go about providing documentation and taking certain steps to make sure that you are getting what you need to be successful in this class and in all your classes at FTCC.
And it's important you talk to the support services because your instructors are not equipped to determine based on whatever the situation is, whether you need note taker, whether you need extra time on tests, whatever it may be, they can provide official resources that we're not capable of providing, like note takers, for instance. But they will evaluate based on the situation. We are not psychologists, we're not sociologists, we're not doctors. We play them on TV or on stage, but we don't have those capabilities of actually determining these things. And again, that's for any class on campus, that's not just for theater. We may act like we know the answers, but that's acting.
The folks in the disability support services are the real superstars, and they're going to be the ones to help set you up for success.
So now we're going to talk a little bit about non-discrimination.
To quote from the syllabus, because this is some official wording that's important that I make sure I get it right. FTCC does not practice or condone discrimination in any form against students, employees, or applicants on the grounds of race, color, national origin, religion, sex, age, disability, or political affiliation. FTCC commits itself to positive action to secure equal opportunity regardless of those characteristics. FTCC supports the protection available to members of this community under all applicable federal laws, including Title VI and Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and 1991, Title IX of the Educational Amendments of 1972, Sections 799A and 845 of the Public Health Services Act, the Equal Pay and Age Discrimination Acts, the Rehabilitation Act of 1973, the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990, and Executive Order 11375. For more information, please visit the Title IX and Equal Opportunity page on the FTCC website.
All right, this is not on the syllabus. Maybe it will be at the time you read this, but basically the college has instituted a 14-day policy. So what this means is for any 14 days straight in the semester, starting on day one, for 14 days, if you do not complete an assignment, not just attempt an assignment, not just logging into Blackboard, you actually have to go in and complete an assignment for 14 days. If you do not do something within 14 days, you will be withdrawn from the college, from the class. There is no hesitation on that. It is going to be happening because it's a requirement at this point from the college. So you have to participate at least once a week in everything. It doesn't matter what you're doing as long as you go in and do a discussion board. You post in a discussion board, even if it's not an original post, you're just commenting on somebody else's post, that counts. Mm-hmm. As long as you're doing an assignment, and we will buffer the assignments so that there are what we will call attendance assignments, so that all you gotta do is go in there and maybe it's a quiz, are you here today? Something like that, just so that you have something that you can say that you did it. Now, that's 14 days straight. That includes weekends and holidays. This again is not something that we as the instructors put into place. This is college-wide. This is, technically it goes beyond the colleges. All the universities and colleges are doing this now.
So this will apply to all your classes, not just your theater classes.
Right. So basically make sure you're doing something at least once a week, completing something, not just attempting and not just logging in. Now, after the census date, which you'll hear more about that later, but after the census date, if you can't log in for whatever reason, can't go into Blackboard to do whatever you need to do, you can contact us through phone number or through email so that we can count that as part of your attendance, provided you're asking us, telling us something about, I can't do my work, I want to do my work. Yeah.
Letting us know you're having technical difficulty. If we just don't hear anything from you for 14 days, then we have to withdraw you from the class.
And getting reinstated is very difficult at this point. You have to have an extremely good excuse to get reinstated, especially if you have not contacted anybody about it. So it's very important that you do this 14-day policy that you understand it, and that you work consistently throughout the semester. If you work ahead, you still need to let us know that you're here and doing things, because that's just something that we need to be aware of, only for the sake of making sure we don't accidentally drop you for that sake.
So if you know you're going to be away from your computer for a bit and you're going to work ahead, so you make sure you don't fall too far behind. That happens, we understand, but just reach out to us and let us know. And you are welcome to call or come by the office. It's not a bad idea to communicate that in email, though, so that we have a record of it. Right. You have it in writing, we have it in writing, we have a date stamp, just to kind of make sure everybody is aware of what's going on, and we have some evidence and some written record, and we're not just assuming everybody's going to know, going to remember that phone call that happened.
Right. The other thing is, this is the 14-day policy. That's that policy. Let's say you're going in and you're doing the attendance exercise, whatever we decide for that, and that's all you're doing. You're not doing the actual work. We do also have a 20% policy on the campus. So what this means is, if a student has missed 20% of the total coursework, they can be withdrawn as well, because then it's a variation of, will this student be able to successfully complete the course or not? And of course, that's going to be based on what assignments that were missed and how many assignments.
How you did on those assignments.
On the other assignments, all of that will be taken in the course. Now, that all being said, 14-day policy, 20% policy, the only way to fill this class is to not do the work or not show up. Pretty much the only way to say that.
If you stay on top of completing your assignments, if you are actively participating in the class, if you are putting forth the effort to do those things, you're going to be successful in this class.
So your syllabus is posted in Blackboard. You'll be able to look at that, read over it. Don't just take what we're saying here. This is important, and it all goes along with the syllabus. But read the syllabus on your own leisure for your own purposes as well, because there is also going to be an outline of the coursework. And just so you know, the syllabus can be changed at our discretion when needed, based on either policy changes of the college or because we need to adjust an assignment. Maybe the link we went to, if we send you to a URL on the internet, maybe it's no longer there, so we have to adjust and change. Any of those kind of things. If it needs to be adjusted, then we will adjust it. We will post that new syllabus and post an announcement on Blackboard to let everybody know, or through email to let everybody know that the syllabus has changed, and we will highlight what has changed, if anything. Okay.
And of course, if you ever have any questions about this, you're welcome and encouraged to reach out to either one of us. Probably best to reach out to whichever one of us is your instructor.